Good morning. Today's active older adult workout is going to be a format of a circuit workout. So what we'll do is we will transition from a few exercises, doing them for a certain amount of time, and then we're going to repeat those exercises. So just starting with a nice warm-up, I just want you to march in place, and by all means, if you need to get a chair and hang on to something, go right ahead. How many repetitions we do, it doesn't matter today. That's why I've got the clock. I'm watching it. We'll give a little transition time for the next exercise, but what I do want you to do is just start with a nice warm-up, pretty much however that looks to you. So, starting with the march, I want you to move your arms, moving from the shoulders, lifting up the legs, and if just a tapping works, that's fine too. So we are going to do a combination of strength, core, and balance. Okay, so just so you know, we'll have a mix for this workout, and starting with standing hip extensions. So starting with one leg, I just want you to go over to the side. Okay, so balancing on one leg. Feel free if you feel confident that you don't have to hang on, but otherwise just hanging onto a chair, anything, a counter, perfect, no problem at all. We're just trying to get a variety of movement in today. Okay, so shake that out a little bit. The leg you're standing on is working. It's not just about the leg you're moving, but the leg you're standing on too. So now we're going to switch over to the other leg. Lateral hip extensions are what these are called. And we're going to go over to the side. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do more lower body for this first circuit set. Then for the next circuit set, we'll go upper body. That way, number one, we stay balanced in strength. And we work with the larger muscle groups and then up to the smaller muscle groups up top. Just a good, well-rounded exercise. These can all be done in a seated position too. Just take the leg out to the side. It's totally fine. Okay, so a plank. And we're going to do a wall or a counter plank. So if you are in your kitchen or a dining room table, I want you to put your hands up against your counter. Okay, so I'm just trying to replicate if I was in my kitchen. And my countertops are here. And if you are against a wall, this is fine. And what happens is, the farther you walk out, that's what taxes your core a little bit more. And if that bothers your calf muscles, just lift your heels up. Totally fine. Okay, so from this position, hang on, and let's do some knee drives. Again, if you're hanging onto a counter, totally fine too. So what this does is we've got strength, flexibility, because our knees are lifting up, and it is a great option to squats, which sometimes can irritate knees, but it's a movement we need to do. So these high knees are a great option. And we kind of did that with the march, but this one has a little bit more core integration in the exercise. How's that? 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, so let's go to a balance. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to just tap one foot out in front, side, and back, and alternate. Front, side, back. Other leg. Front, side, back. Keep your body towards the screen, and back. Front, side, back. So we're on one leg, but we get to tap to give us a little more stabilization. Excellent, good. Okay, so let's go into those hip extensions, except I'm going to change it. Similar move, which counts as our hip extensions, but now we're going to go behind. So, one leg, flex, bring the toes up off the floor, and then just take the leg back. And again, if you need to hang on to something, by all means, go ahead and do it. So what you're trying to do is you keep the legs straight, and you're just using your hips and glutes to move that leg back. And if your toes are pulled up, they won't scrape against the floor. Okay, so now we're going to move to the other leg. Standing up nice and tall, shake it out. And yes, the leg you're standing on is working just as much as the other leg. Nice and tall, bring the toes up, and then back. So again, if you're hanging on, you can hang on here, you can hang on to your wall, whatever you feel that works for you. That other leg is working, you're balancing, try to stand up nice and tall, try to have your eyes looking straight out and not down at the floor. Look what happens once I look down at the floor. In order to accommodate that leg, I start leaning forward. You want to keep that integrity of your spine and of your abdominals. Okay, so let's change the plank and let's go to a side plank. So, standing up nice and tall. My elbow is in line with my shoulder, okay? Because if it was down here, it would be much harder to hold and stressful on your neck. So make sure that elbow is lined up, and then just walk your body away from the wall. And your hand, it can be here. Try to lift your chest, make room in your abdominals. Great way to do a plank. It's a great option. Just make sure everyone can do a plank here. Perfect. You know what? I'm going to move my camera so you can see me on the other side. Okay, so that way I don't have to turn around. So getting into your setup, shoulder and elbow are in line. Walk away from the wall. Lift your chest. And you can do a side plank this way. So, lots of exercises in this circuit workout that you can do in a modified position. We got the plank, the hip extension, side plank. So, you can make sure when you tell people that you worked out today, what'd you do? I did a circuit workout. So, sounds good. We just repeat these exercises. Okay, awesome. So, now we've got our balance. So now, instead of holding onto the wall, try not to hold onto the wall. You can have the arms out, lifting, and just slow it down a little bit. So lift, hold, and come down. By all means, if you need to hang on to something, do it. It is okay. Your brain and body are still connecting. Balance gets better with practice. Perfect. Okay, so let's do some arm exercises. We're going to do biceps, triceps, chest squeezes, overhead extensions, and then a little bit of a posture reset just to finish out this workout. Okay, so let's do some bicep curls. If you have cans, water bottles, by all means, grab them and go into your bicep curl. You can do these seated or standing. Remember, anything you do standing has to use more muscle in order to accommodate the energy you need to stand up. So don't be afraid to stand up. Okay, so biceps. Now we got to do the opposite. Swing those elbows back. Hands start at your hips. So if you were to just start in this position, and then you bend and squeeze those triceps, lifting the chest, eyes looking out. Your back muscles have to work. Squeeze. So here's what we're going to do. Flip your palms up to the ceiling. With straight arms, you swing down and back. Down and back. You can do one arm at a time, two arms at a time. this takes into account your shoulder and your tricep area together, so it really helps with posture. And you get a little bit of low back too. Perfect. And then let's go into the chest squeezes. Make 90 degrees with the elbows, and I want you to bring the elbows in together, hands together, and then open. Squeeze hands together, and open. Squeeze hands together, open. Hands together, open. Few more seconds. These combination exercises are such a good way to activate the upper body. Again, you can be holding your weights the whole time. Here you go. Okay, so bring the arms down, shake them out. You go through that circuit one more time. Biceps, triceps, arm extensions, and the chest squeezes. And just go through those a few times, and you can do these several times a day. I hope you had a great workout.